Good morning, everyone. I am Alexa Eldrocker.
And I'm Josh Hess. In the news today, a closer look at the girls softball team and the Empty Bowls event sponsored by the National Art Honor Society. Coming off a state championship season, the girls softball team is optimistic about their prospects for this year. Frank Kachmar has the story.
Hi, I'm Frank Kachmar, here at the Amity Girls Varsity Softball Field. I've spoken with several members of the team, and all anticipate an excellent season. As the Connecticut Varsity State Softball Champions return for the 2013 season, the team faces several roadblocks. Before the season began, the girls' head coach abruptly left his position and moved to California for another position. This left the team struggling to find a coach on the eve of preseason training. Aside from staffing issues, the lingering winter weather has caused several problems, such as forcing the team to delay outdoor practices.
Well, preseason we usually start weightlifting and conditioning as soon as we get back from winter break. So we missed a lot of that, like not knowing who our coach would be.
The two varsity captains, Karina Zadrowski and Julie Luce, both do not believe that these setbacks will be enough to hold back the team from victory this year.
We didn't have a coach for about 2 months during the winter workouts, so we didn't really have a workout, but some of the girls on the team, we worked out individually and we were able to support the team in that way.
The team anticipates a recovery from these setbacks, and after it was announced that the assistant coach would be promoted to the position of head coach and that a junior varsity coach would be promoted to the position of assistant coach, the girls were comforted, having known these two coaches from prior softball experiences.
Obviously, we won states with our former coach, so we had a bond with him, but we are also very close to the assistant, who is now the head coach, and that bond is really strong.
Both captains were able to offer insight on the challenges they will face for their quest to retain their title as state champions. Both expressed that one of the team's greatest areas of weakness is hitting.
The biggest obstacle would probably be keeping the intensity up and our hitting, but our defense is really strong.
Fortunately, Luce expressed that hitting was an area in need of improvement, and not the team's chemistry. Zadrowski expressed that one of the team's greatest strengths was their chemistry, and ability to effectively work and communicate together. A final challenge that the team faces is that 5 starters on last year's team have now graduated, and many of the girls are new to the varsity team this year. Since the team members are young, Captain Luce said that the girls really have to step up to the plate this year. Both Zadrowski and Luce have said that there is nothing stopping their team from reaching the state championship again this year, so long as they stay focused and continue to work hard together as a team. Reporting for WABN Real News, I'm Frank Kachmar.
This year's Spring Food Drive was a huge success. The event, coordinated by the student government, brings out a competitive spirit around the school while raising donations for those in need. Students at Amity never let down expectations for how much they can donate when a worthy cause is at stake. Tasia Kimball, an English and humanities teacher, is a natural competitor who pushes her students to donate in order to donate the most food. I think that we have very generous and kind kids here at Amity, Kimball noted. They just need an opportunity to showcase that and give. The Session 1 class of Rebecca Hastings and Kimball came in third with 52 items per person, but donated the most items with 1,252 total. Trish Fitzgerald's Session 7 class came in second with 71 per person. This year's winner was Senora Pata Gonzalez's Session 7 class with 98 per student. The top 3 classes can receive either a breakfast or lunch provided by Amity or free movie tickets. It's a small world after all, but for a group of Amity's performing musicians, the stage couldn't have been bigger. James Ottaviano has the story.
This year, the Amity Performing Arts took their first trip to learn from professionals and perform here in Walt Disney World. On Monday, April 15th, the Amity Band, Choir, and Tech Theater departed on their trip to Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, to learn from professionals and perform in downtown Disney. In the past, the Amity Band has gone to Hershey Park in Pennsylvania to perform in front of judges. However, this is the first year that the choir and the theater have participated. The band went to Epcot Center's Italy World Showcase for the Your Instrument Workshop, where they were led through several famous Disney songs, ending with A Whole New World from Aladdin. The recording was then synchronized and replayed with the scene from the movie. Each student got a recording and a personal DVD of the scene. The Amity Choir and Theater departments went to Disney's Saratoga Springs Resort for the Broadway Magic Workshop, where they learned the choreography to the chorus of Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious from Mary Poppins. The Amity Tech Theater traveled to the Magic Kingdom and took the Keys to the Kingdom behind-the-scenes tour, a personal tour to see the inner workings of what happens behind the scenes at Magic Kingdom. On Wednesday, the band took to the Lakeview stage in downtown Disney, performing multiple medleys of classical Disney songs. After they finished, they swapped places with the choir and theater students, who performed Somebody to Love, Empire State of Mind, and Just the Way You Are. Both groups of students were met with applause from the audience that gathered to watch the performances. In all, the students who went on the trip enjoyed it. Senior Bowen Kerwood had a lot of fun on the trip, saying he was glad he got to go and that it was pretty rad. Organizers plan to take the trip again in 2 years' time. For WABN Real News, I am James Ottaviana.
On Monday, March 27th, freshmen and Link crew leaders got together for a Minute to Win It event. In this student-run event, freshmen and Link crew leaders participated in games and activities as a group. Wendy Carfiello, an advisor for the program, had hoped for a bigger turnout, but says that it was a fun activity to show that it's okay to act silly and just be yourself. Inspired by television game show Minute to Win It, the event was originally planned to occur before the spring sports season, so there would be a bigger turnout, but inclement weather pushed it further into the spring. Link leader Michaela Schmidt said she thought it was a really fun activity, but believes in the future they should advertise to increase the student turnout.
Dr. Michael Fallon, a poet, psychologist, and actor, came to Amity High School on March 25th. Fallon was invited to the school by the Black Student Organization with the intent to spread the word about diversity. The presentation included a mixture of acting and awareness that was directed to students as well as teachers. "We are all different, so why do we hate different people?" said Fallon. Through his presentation, Fallon talked about situations involving race, discrimination, violence, and personality identity. Through each character he acted out, the audience was able to see different stereotypes and how they may feel. He ended the presentation by explaining that everyone is beautiful and that if you just open yourself up to others, you may have a large impact on them. "You never know whose day you can be making or life you can be saving," said Fallon. Members of Amity's Science Mentorship program visited the Bethany Community School and encouraged the students to engage in the sciences. Frank Katchmar has more on the program.
Many Bethany Elementary School students have had the opportunity to be taught valuable science skills by Amity High School students by participating in the Science Mentorship program. These students were carefully chosen and hand-selected to take part in the program after the applications they submitted were reviewed. The students that were chosen for the Science Mentorship program go to the Bethany Community School twice a week to work with the 6th graders there. The work that students did together were prerequisites to the trip that they took to the Weppawag River in Orange, Connecticut. However, before traveling to the river, the 6th graders came here to the high school to work in the lab. At the Weppawag River last week, Amity High School students and the Bethany students worked collectively to analyze the biotic and abiotic factors of the river, and also worked to capture several marine creatures, such as crayfish and stoneflies. They were brought back to the lab to be further examined. Amity sophomore Ralph Saracino got involved with the program because his younger brother was involved. Saracino also had a passion for environmental science.
Well, I felt that I could really help these kids, teach them about the rivers, and my brother's also doing this program, and I thought it would be a fun experience to do it with him.
Connor Norton, a Bethany 6th grader, shared a similar story, noting that he had always been interested by science.
I started doing this project because I like animals and I want to learn more about pollution in the rivers and oceans.
Mr. Ryan Murphy, the 6th grade science teacher at the Bethany Community School, told the Amity Real News that the Science Mentorship Program is an extremely beneficial program, not just for the 6th graders in Bethany, but for the high schoolers as well.
I think just the fact that it's really all student developed. I mean, the high school students work hard to plan the lessons, come up with the activities. They've changed every year, and that variety, it just keeps it interesting, and the kids, just love that independence of working with other students, even though they're still learning. It's fun.
The Science Mentorship Program was founded on the premise to prepare elementary school students for higher level sciences and to have high school students mentor them, and participants have expressed they hope to see the program continue. I'm Frank Katchmar, reporting for the WABN Real News.
This year, the Amity Rugby Club is bigger than ever. Starting 4 years ago as a few kids who competed only against Madison, the club now has over 30 people. Practicing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the High Plains Community Center in Orange, the club holds its games on Sundays. The club currently has a record of 2 wins and 2 losses. Last year, the club finished 3rd in their division, but the team is looking to win states this year. Junior Andrew Esposito said it is a hard sport, but it all pays off. He also said that it taught him to be a better part of a team, and he feels like the team is like a family.
Amity Strings will hold a concert on Tuesday, May 21st at 7 p.m. in the John J. Brady Center. Performances will include music from pop artist Adele, as well as an original composition from Amity High School student composer Timothy Drodes. There will even be a collaborative music and dance performance to the rhythms of Latin artist Carlos Santana. A reception in the cafeteria will immediately follow the concert. On Saturday, March 9th, Amity's Girls Helping Girls Club hosted a fundraiser at Lyric Hall, a cabaret theater in Westville. During the fundraiser, female students performed on stage, either singing or playing instruments. A local poet also came to read to the audience, which added diversity to the program. The purpose of the event was to raise money for the club. Officially known as Woodland for Women Worldwide Amity Chapter, the club supports women in Southeast Asia and Africa who are victims of poverty, trafficking, rape, and lack of education. The girls were able to raise over $1,000 for their cause and had a great time entertaining friends and family for the evening. According to co-president Eliza Dillaway, the event was a definite success. Said Dillaway, "I really enjoyed watching my classmates perform, and it made me happy to see all the support we got." Returning to Amity this year, the Empty Bowls event helps bring support to the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen in New Haven. I was fortunate enough to be present at the event. After school on Wednesday, April 3rd, the National Art Honor Society hosted their annual Empty Bowls fundraiser. After a $10 minimum donation for the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen, patrons selected their own handcrafted bowl and then were served their choice of 3 soups: New England clam chowder, vegetarian kale and white bean, or minestrone. Students in the National Art Honor Society began preparations for the event in November, staying after school to make the bowls.
We would roll out slabs of clay and then we would slump them on molds that looked like bowls, and then after we let them dry we would clean them up and then we'd paint them.
Ceramics teacher and advisor to the Honor Society, Jessica Zamaha, was pleased when NAHS co-president Hannah Medovnikov approached her with the idea to bring the event back to Amity. Zamaha is also a volunteer at the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen and likes being able to give back to her community.
So I chose the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen in New Haven to give all the proceeds to, because it's something I volunteered for a year, so I felt close to them.
Chef William Hans enjoyed being involved. His culinary students chose and began preparing the soups 2 days prior to the event. Greeted with a positive response, the event raised awareness for local need. Following the event, teachers were also able to contribute by purchasing a quart of soup for lunch. The remainder of the soup was donated to the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen. Medovnikov, Zamaha, and Hans agreed that the event could be improved with better advertising. Zamaha also commented that next year, the event would ideally be hosted in November, leading to fewer conflicts and a greater student turnout.
People kind of forgot about it, how good it was. You know, the food was good, the bowls are beautiful. So we need to advertise for a few more months, advertise in more venues, and hopefully get a better turnout next time.
Reporting for Amity Real News, I'm Alexa Eldrocker.
Winter Sports Awards Night was held here at Amity High School on March 27th. For some of these young athletes, this was their last Winter Sports Awards Night. Kristen Post, a senior for Amity girls basketball team this year, said that she will miss her team when she leaves and that she had fun this year playing one last time. Post's most memorable part of her season was when her team beat Cheshire for the 2nd time on their senior night. Every year, athletic director Paul Mangold announces the athletes that have won in SCCs. I look at success in a different way than other people. Most people look at the wins and losses, but I look at it in a way to see if people are enjoying themselves in this program, Mangold said.
Andrew Shee, a senior at Amity High School, recently won the Connecticut Donate Life Award for the second year in a row. The annual poster competition asks high school students in Connecticut to create a poster that promotes and encourages organ and tissue donation. She got involved in the art during his sophomore year while taking photography with Ina Malloy. She said, "Those were the days that fostered technique and dedication for me to keep pursuing art." She is proud to know that his work is a visual inspiration for a wonderful cause. She plans to continue to deal with art, saying, "Of course, it's like opening a box of chocolates. You don't stop after the first bite." That will do it for your news today. For all of us here at Amity's Real News, I am Alexa Eldrocker.
And I'm Josh Hess. See you next time, Amity. That's good.